Welcome back to the Crude Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the Two Set, and as always, we have a great episode for you guys. We have a lot to discuss in the education department. You want to say it? I don't even know.
Things are changing in the way people are kind of handling education or even taking part of it. For at least the U.S. in general. It's been a long time coming, and it's starting to actually make some different changes.
Yeah. Before we dive too deep into all of that, you smell that?
Dark bark.
Oceanwood motion. Exotic executive.
Smells like success. Do you want a scent that'll hide your farts? Dark bark.
Do you want a scent that smells like a vacation you can't afford? Oceanwood motion.
Do you want a candle that'll hide the scent of your mistress? Exotic executive.
We told you we would do it. We've partnered with IllumineScents. We've created our own scents. Skip the FOMO. Buy our candles. We'll drop the link for you guys down below to check them out. Stay tuned. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's dive in.
Okay, so a lot of people our age either did or didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Our generation before us, they all went to college. Majority went to college because it was affordable.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing right now that's going on with colleges. And it really has been an issue, but affordability and really the usefulness. And that sounds crazy and that sounds weird, but the actual usefulness of a college degree has seemed to gone down in the coming in the new years and in coming years forward. This seems college enrollment rates have dropped. Teenage enrollment in the workforce increases for teens of blue-collar jobs. Now, I can speak on that because I've had a blue-collar job for a while, and it is very easy to want to ditch the college rhetoric and rigmarole and go to a trade school, and you pay a fraction of the price. You get an actual job set, a skill set, and you go right into the workforce immediately.
Yeah.
And you become a welder, a mechanic, an engineer,
HVAC,
plumbing, electrician. You become a union member, and you are literally turning around your schooling to exactly what you need. It's becoming a no-brainer for so many people.
Yeah, a lot of people are jumping into construction as well.
Yeah, and it makes so much more sense. People who are underwater welders making $130 an hour, and there's actually
and that's a starting, right?
No, you're kind of in it. Underwater, well, yes, like 126 to 130, but to get to underwater welding, you have to be, it's stages.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Once you get to the underwater welding stuff, because you have to be certified in scuba gear and underwater welding, which is, it's different. But there's a Spanish lady, younger girl, who I read about an article of her years ago. She traveled the world. She was so well off, but she was amazing at what she did. She took a lot of pride in it. But yeah, she was paid to go all over the world to underwater weld, pipes under there, or potentially oil rigs, things in like shipyards, things like that. And it's a dangerous job. Because you're down there. Shark could come and get you.
Well, anything can happen underwater. Like
damn Kraken grab your ass.
Gone.
Right? It sucks you down. Blue whale might eat you. I don't know. Hasn't that happened before? Didn't a blue whale eat somebody once?
What do you mean blue whale, bro?
Yeah, I think didn't that happen? Kev, back me up.
That's not a shark. They don't have teeth.
What are you shaking your head for?
It's not a predator.
They've done it. A blue whale ate a guy one time, and I think it was somewhere up near the Arianic, and he spit it back out.
Accidentally? Okay, that was probably an accidental swallow. Okay, that's
but he
their
ate him.
friend.
He ate him. Don't worry about it. All right, moving on.
He was probably kayaking in the area where the blue whale is feeding for the krills and whatever that's out there.
How big is a krill?
Well, it's not about just how big is the krill. It's a school of them. Or whatever that you want to school. Is that what?
School.
Yeah.
Listen,
they go in like
he was eaten by a blue whale. All right.
Eat him in a chunk.
He did, but he ain't got no teeth, so he put him in his mouth. The guy was like trying to swim. He was probably swimming through his small intestines. He got back out. What's that famous whale that the guy always fought?
Oh,
like back
Moby Dick?
Moby Dick, yeah, yeah. But I think that was a blue whale, was it? Moby Dick, was it a blue whale?
Was it a blue whale or was it like one of the humpback whales?
Sperm whale?
Sperm
Was
whale?
it a sperm whale?
I don't even know.
Who
Whatever.
knows?
I don't
Let
know.
us know in the comment section what kind of
What?
whale was the Moby Dick whale.
Fictional.
Fictional.
Well, don't you say that.
That was his childhood story.
Moving back to the whole college situation.
All right, we do.
The fuck? So parents are tired, or parents are tired and against kids, are paying for kids' college tuitions because of the woke agenda
Right.
being pushed and the useless curriculums. So that's kind of more or less the last part is what I was going off on. I went to college and I
Right.
dropped out. I was going to a 4-year college, and about 2 years in, actually I transferred. So I did 2 years at a community college. That wasn't too bad. You know, it wasn't difficult, but I'm more or less talking about the curriculum they teach you. And you get to the universities, and I'm taking classes. Like, I have to pick these elective classes, and I'm, like, picking things that I think would be cool to learn. Because in all honesty, a university college, I feel, is such just a social experiment at its finest point. It is absolutely not worth an educational level for what you actually spend your time doing. In 2 years, you could learn everything you need to, but they stretch it to 4 because it's all a trap. It's all for money and whatever. But it's a great social experiment because you get to learn so many random things that will absolutely never help you. But this wokeness thing.
That's so the 2 years versus the 4 years thing, right? Completely agree with that. You know why I agree with that? It's because the 2 years. So I went to college as well, right? And the first 2 years, honestly, it's such a waste of money because they don't teach you anything that is relatable or useful to what your actual degree is for that you're going for. You know,
mostly
They
like
don't-
20% is actually like for it, and the other 60 or 80% of it
Right.
is just nothing but fluff.
Right.
And just extracurricular activities. You got to take an English class that's based off of your major in some form or fashion. I'm like, dude, come on. Teach me what I'm going for. Information technology. I'm going for data science. I'm going for this and that. Why do I need to take an English class on how to write for information technology?
Right. Why do I need history 1
history lesson
history,
all
history 101 and history 102? Why do I need 2 different classes of history when even the history got a little? Okay, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a small tangent.
Okay.
Why are we learning history and all throughout the elementary through high school?
Sure. Yeah.
And then we go to college for the first 2 years. Again, you're learning the history. But the history, as we all know, is so skewed. It's so messed up that there's always 2 sides to a story, right? 2 sides to a story. There's always 2 sides to a story. Why does it always seem like when you go to school, they're teaching you only one side of the story in these textbooks?
Or you'll get from one teacher and you'll learn from another teacher and you don't learn the exact same thing. And like some of the things don't match up and you're like, wait, I don't understand.
And they just leave you confused at the end of it.
Exactly.
But guess what they did? They collected their paychecks off of you and they wasted your time.
Oh yeah, no. What's that saying? History is written by the victors.
History's, yep.
Yeah, that's a big thing when it comes to that.
And also, I want to mention that we're not talking about outliers. So, for example, if you want to be some sort of like scientist or doctor and you have to learn like mathematics, it's like important to your job.
Oh,
we're not
yeah,
talking
of
about
course.
that. If you're history for like, if you want to become a historian, we're not talking about that.
No, that
Just in
makes a
general.
difference. So specifically history, I had to learn the history of computers. Whenever am I going to need to know about the fucking massive computers that NASA had to run a space shuttle that had the same power of when will I actually need to remember when they used Morse code or how actually the binary system was created and the lady who made never once in my new job of IT had they ever came to me and said, hey buddy, you remember the lady that built the computer that did the binary? What was her name? It's just for your job. No, they never have and they never will. But I had to learn that. It's pointless.
Like Kev mentioned, So the one thing that I do agree, them teaching in school, and this is for people that actually want to. Actually, I think everyone. In my opinion, I think everyone, there's one curriculum that is, I think, important for everybody, and that is math. I think everyone should definitely learn math.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I can hardcore agree with that.
That's about it. Everything else, to be honest with you, everything else, I don't get it.
I think writing skills are important.
Well, writing skills,
I think
I'm talking about in
teach
college.
you. Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, you go through the entire 12 years of your
K through
school.
12.
Yeah, K through 12. You've been practicing writing. You've been doing English work. You've been reading the To Kill a Mockingbird and it's what's that Shakespeare and all the. You've been writing. If you haven't done a high school paper by then, and you got to do another high school or college paper, bro, I don't know. Like, I think at one point, especially the kids that apply themselves, and you should apply yourselves reading and writing and math. Reading, writing, math. I think it's important, right?
Of course,
Everyone should.
It's
agree on
fundamentals.
that.
That's pretty big fundamentals.
I feel like the only thing you really need to learn is like how to write an email properly, right? Or how to write a report, I guess.
Yeah, but even then, like, a lot of these things can come.
To whom this may concern.
I hope this finds you before I do.
Per my last email. Well, I feel like, so here's the other thing is, like, majority of your college experience is literally just an experience. Because even firsthand, and a lot of people could say, you do not learn how to do your job until you're at your job.
Yeah.
And if you know, you know, and you can 100% agree with me. You learn how to do your job, not from your college, but from the experience of actually doing it.
There's a few people that said this, and I kind of do agree with it, but at the same time, there's other things that I want to also chime in on. It's the other side of the spectrum, right? But what I'm talking about first is school and college, because of this same agenda that's been there and then that's been pushed, right? What is it doing to kids? It's programming you to not learn. It's not programming you to be an adult in the real world. It's programming you to be complacent. Yeah, complacent, and programming you to be a worker,
Another cog in the wheel.
Another cog in the wheel. Imagine a beehive. You're just another worker bee. They're producing with these schools, with the agenda that they're pushing, they've been pushing. They're producing another worker bee. That's been the goal.
Oh, so you mean like how they're like, you got to go to college, you got to get a job, you got to buy the house, the whole steps of life kind of thing.
Yes,
how it's always
and they
been.
and they don't teach you things. Why don't they teach people how to manage their money in school?
How to get a loan, what it takes to get a mortgage,
yeah,
how to apply for a car loan. They used to do that when now crazy time is I was like in middle school. They were trying to teach us how to do checkbooks. I'm not kidding you. My middle school, and I got home. My dad was like, "What the fuck are they doing? You don't even have a job." And they were trying to teach you how to you have to go open a check. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. But it was a great idea. But they were just like, like middle school, like right into high school, you had to like do like a checking account and all this other stuff. And I'm just
Here's the thing.
I don't understand.
I think times have changed. The internet is so prominent now. People can just go on the internet. If you want to learn history, if you want to learn history and you want to learn real history and you want to learn all sides of the history, the internet is so prominent now that you can just get on there and you can learn everything about history that you want to.
True.
There's online tutors. There's all kinds of stuff that now the internet provides that you can use if people want to just apply themselves. If you don't want to apply yourself, if you're just one of those people who actually want to be, the worker bee type of person or a sheep, and you just want to just, go to school, learn what they're teaching you, and continue to go about your daily life like nothing else matters and outside your own little bubble, then it is what it is.
Yeah,
be that type of person. But if you want to be anything other than that, be anything more than that, then apply yourself into different areas, alternative sources of information, and you'll be better off.
No, yeah, I agree with that. It's very much
But I don't want to take away anything from like, okay, this might sound like we're totally against school. I don't think I'm like, I don't have that. I'm not totally against school.
No,
I
I
think
guess I
it's
can't
just
say
the-
I'm totally against
I
it.
think it's just what I'm totally against is the woke agenda and the useless curriculums that
Yeah,
the
very much.
parents are tired of. Yes, the useless curriculums that they are teaching, that's got to stop.
It's so annoying, and it's obvious.
Kids are in so much debt now than they ever were, or their parents ever were, or their grandparents ever were. So if they're paying so much money, they're so much in debt now, then why can't they learn something or get something useful from these colleges so that they can apply that into real world as well? That's what my problem is with school.
Yeah. So I like how you mentioned in debt. 86% of U.S. workers with a college debt say their degree wasn't worth their student loans.
Yeah, that's a recent study. That's a recent study that just came out.
86%. And you know, you hear so many people saying, you know, I got my college degree and now I have student loans and I can't find a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, oh, that's rough. And it speaks to, and that's probably where that pendulum started to swing in the wrong direction now, or I say wrong, in the opposite direction, to where now people are going blue collar workers. Because you go and you become a welder, a mechanic, an electrician, a plumber, an HVAC.
Right.
You go to school for that. There are so many events near the end of those semesters where people are going to those events and they pick you up right on the spot.
Yeah.
Right then and there. And that's so beautiful. And it's so great. And not so, like, you don't get that. Okay, so you do. You get job fairs. But I'm telling you, when it comes to a 4-year campus, you got to know people. I'm sorry. Like,
Connections.
Connections are it. Now,
That's
in a
it.
blue collar worker, your work speaks for you. And like 4-year colleges, you know, when you're going and you're, aside from big things like doctors, neurosurgeons, you know, huge financial advisors, you know, all that other stuff, liberal arts and stuff that's like that, you got to know somebody. You got to know somebody to speak for your work. Whether in a blue collar worker, your work speaks for you.
It's also going to be a little bit harder for people to start finding jobs because of these mass layoffs. And then you not to make this, you know, about the illegal immigration and political and shit, but we do also have to address the elephant in the room that a lot of these jobs are blue collar jobs as well.
Yeah.
They're kind of being taken over by all the illegal immigrants. Seeing massive reports of these coming out.
Yeah. Well, the one good thing that is saving a lot of the blue collar jobs is the unions. And to get into a union is not easy. It takes dedication, you know, 5 years for most. For an apprenticeship, you're not even in the union fully really until you're a journeyman, which is after a 5-year apprenticeship. So that is like a big saving grace. And what a lot of people don't like unions and stuff like that for blue collar workers, but I'm telling you, blue collar workers will never tell you they don't like a union. I've never once heard somebody say they don't like a union, dude. The way they work for the community, for each other, and that's how these strikes are happening, and they're able to hold ground because they're a union.
I think to learn a trade is very important.
Super important to have a certain skill that you can bring to the table, other than a liberal art. But that's pretty much, I think, most of what we had for all of this. So definitely let us know in the comment section. If you've gone to school, do you still have student debt? That's another thing. A lot of people still have student debt and they can't pay it off. That just speaks volume. If you went to school for a job and you can't even pay off your student debt with the job that you had and paid more for the college tuition, you got a piece of paper getting for the debt. Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Here we are 4 years in, and, you know, none of your student loans got excused or went away. And that's what Biden was running on, that I'm going to get rid of everybody's student loans. Vote for me. But here we are 4 years later.
He got
you
COVID.
Still got, you still got your student loans, and he's got COVID.
He got COVID, got 2 inches taller.
6
called
inches
it
taller.
Quit 6 inches the next day. Who knows? But that's it. If you guys have gone to college, you dropped out or anything other like that, and you have any other experiences of how you benefited or didn't benefit from it, let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, and let us know. Are you for college or are you against college? Let us know also in the comment section. Does it benefit you if you go to college, and will you get a job from it? Is it useful? Is that degree useful? Let us know in the comment section. And with all that being said, if this episode was informative for you, if it got you thinking, if it was thought-provoking, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen if you cannot watch the video on Spotify, and buy our candles right here. Crude candles. Partnership with IllumineScents. Link is in the description. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.